What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 37 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Malekith and Naggarond Inc. campaign. Attention, Naggarond Inc. workers. Be advised that our janitorial department is currently understaffed. All full-time employees are asked to pitch in. Please ensure that blood is kept to the designated blood troughs. Piles of corpses must be tastefully displayed and will be judged on a case-by-case basis. Alrighty, so as we saw last time, we have taken the Shrine of Asurian, which means next turn we'll be able to begin building the good stuff as well. Some good stuff. The High Elf units specifically, and we've already begun building the good stuff, i.e. the Shadowfire Guard, the legendary unit for Malekith's own army. I'm excited to see how they perform in battle and how they lead the various units of Black Guard that we have here. The Employees of the Month, the Shareholders, Naggarond Enforcers, Bloody Champions, Phoenix Guard, Board of Directors, Corpse Security, and... oh, I forgot to name you. I'll do it later. I can't just leave one unnamed. I have a lot of other names for Black Guard, however, so we'll do it later. Anyway, in terms of what we have to do this time around, the idea is to take Lothern. Marathi is poised to attack, and while before we got Furion Beastbinder here to actually come in and help, it probably would have been a tall order, but with the artillery he brings to bear, we should be able to take it just fine. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with a little bit of building, and then proceed to that. So let's get to it real quick. Bleak Coast, there shouldn't be a crazy amount of stuff to build. We're going to go for, I guess, Slave Drive here for the growth, if nothing else, though we do want to maintain a decent amount of slaves because we'll be rushing stuff next turn. Torfinu, you can have yourself a Dark Elf Manor, and I guess the same thing here, because we'll need to grow these places. I'm honestly kind of tempted to just immediately rush them, but at 150 it's a little bit steep at the current time. And on Chang Basin, we are going to go for Darkhold here. Next tier, Lee Temple, you're the same. Gotta grow these places, so growth is the way to go. Iron Sand Desert, let's upgrade that Plain of Dogs, though this place is kind of still screwed since that pile of trolls killed off Ice Rock Gorge. White Peak, let's upgrade the Dark Tower here. Unicorn get no, it's too expensive. We'll upgrade it later. We'll go for growth here in Isthmus Coast. Illyrian, we'll upgrade Tor Illyr, and oh, you know what? Maybe Whitefire Tor first, actually. Mostly because it has gems, and they give us the ability to... or they give public order. No, that's not what they give. They give diplomatic relations with everybody. I was trying to remember what exactly they did. Let's upgrade you and you at Torsathai, tier and growth. Then Evershale will also get growth for you. And Albion, last but not least, Estates of the Masters. Then, after that is done, I still want to try to make an alliance with Marcus Wolfhart. And I did check the diplomacy between the episodes, and we could do every single enemy, have them join all of these wars with the exception of the Ice Court, which they apparently don't want to fight for some reason. And 4.0? 17k. So this is why we left. Well, it actually kind of just worked out, but yeah, for 17k we can essentially get them to war with all of the elves and stuff. They won't attack them, but the purpose isn't so much to get them to attack them, but A, to get them nice and friendly with the Dread Fleet so the two don't come in conflict with each other, and B, well, to get them very nice and friendly with us as well, and hopefully not so friendly with lizards and other factions that we're fighting here. So we're gonna do this. Yes, it's extremely costly, but I feel like it'll be worth it if we can get access to rocket batteries, to war wagons. There's a decent amount of good stuff in the Empire, and frankly, if they essentially hold this portion of Lustria, like the inner portion of Lustria, while we hold the coast, which is what we want, that really does kind of work out for us. So yeah, propose offer.
All right.
And there we go. Now Marcus Wolfhart is trending towards plus 196 reputation, so he should be very much willing to go for that defensive agreement eventually. I'm also hoping that we can take a few central territories here and essentially trade them for Pahwaks and the Monument of the Moon, such that we have the jungles of Pawalasha and the Isthmus of Lustria all to ourselves, while southern Lustria will be in the hands of the Huntsmarshal's expedition. That's the name of the faction. I knew it all along. Anyway, now that that's done and we are completely out of cash, let's get some more cash by taking Lothern. And this time I'm going to double check. We could get 20k from sacking it, but we probably want to just take it at tier 3, so maybe we'll just take it as it is. Presuming that we actually win the battle, but with the second army, I do think that we have a very, very solid shot. And oh! Never mind, I didn't realize that Marathi didn't have a siege attacker, but apparently she does not. Huh, go figure. Okay, well, they can sally out then. Damn. Well, if they sally out, great. If they don't, then we'll attack. In fact, then Malekith could probably join the fray as well, and that'll be real problematic for them. Or maybe even go after Lotharion, depending on if he tries to move over here or something. We shall see. Anyway, I guess that means we're ending the turn. Skip, 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 and... everything else looks good. I just have to quickly double check. Damn, this also means we won't have enough money to build up any of the Black Ark stuff, but it's okay. We'll build it up later. It'll be fine, I'm sure. Britonia's really starting to like us as well. Wait, are we able to peace out with the Ice Court or no? The World Walkers really want peace, but that's not going to happen. The Ice Court kind of wants peace. It would be neat to be able to trade with all of these bigger... order factions, essentially. But anyway, let's end the turn. Let's end the turn. And honestly, if we could get an ally out of Kislev, I'm sure that Rakarth would appreciate some of the stuff that they can bring. Settlement besieged Lothern. Will they sally out? No, they will not, and Ivris will not attack us. Okay, they're gonna leave us to attack them. That's just fine. Luther Harkin, you want us in non-aggression pact? We're not gonna do that, because you are not very liked by the Huntsmarshal's expedition, and on top of that, we already have access to the to your units via the Dread Fleet. Alright, what do we have here? Ooh, another satchel of potions, and you have currently 8 out of 10 loyalty, eh, Druki Resources? Gotta have the satchel of potions. In fact, wait, he is mine. And what do we have here? Loyalty -1 for Vienna. We were waiting for you to rebel, so go ahead and rebel. Morgar, the Shadow Gave discovered. Wait, are you on? Okay, no, you're somewhere in Britonia doing stuff, that's fine. Loyalty crisis averted, damn. I didn't actually want that. Consumed by rivalry, chance of plague spreading isn't a bad thing. The potion of toughness, or potions of toughness, I should say. Oh, damn. That R&D just got a... whatever. The Ancillary, but the Satchel of Potions. We had previously given a healing potion to Loke here, but we can give him the Satchel of Potions now instead. Fantastic. And okay, that's a magical item, not an Ancillary. Satchel of Potions should be right there. There we go. Good luck bringing him down now. Satchel of Potions to heal up and get all those defensive buffs, plus he has a Leithakir. I love if we could find the Knights of Caledor and have a duel between a Leithakir and Meneathner, i.e. the Dragon Mount of Prince Imric. But anyway, looks like Eltharion has run away and Leia Quinn has decided to abandon Lothern. Wow. I don't like how you're looking at the Shrine of Loek, though. How far can Malekith travel? He can get to Cairn Thel. Wait. We can send you to Cairn Thel. Let's try to figure this out. Who do we send where is the question. Siege this. I want to see how far Malekith can move. Put him into regular stance. Can he go past this to reach a Shrine of Loek? No, but you might also not be able to reach it in a single turn, and we don't know. Tharion would be able to reach Cairn Thel with all these guys, so we can't leave Condamin out there alone. Malekith, if you go here... Wait, let me just... If you go here, would you be able to join the battle against Lothern, or do you need to actually cross to this side, is my question. No, you can actually go from here, which means you'll actually be able to move to Caranthel afterwards, and thus chase down Eltharion. Fantastic. This also means that we don't... What are you doing? This also means that we don't really need Furion Beastbinder here, and we're going to... I mean, I guess we could also send him to Caranthel, not that we really need him there. Especially since these two can take this out. Although the extra artillery might not be a bad thing. Wait. His artillery... Decisive victory. Well, yeah, with Malekith here. Of course it is. Do we need to move you or not? The thing is, Malekith is going to come in as a reinforcement, which may take longer than Furion here. Actually, you know what? It'll be fine. We could just move aside his little reinforcement icon. Okay, so we'll do that in a second. I just want to see what the heck is going on down here. We have Quantu. Can we reach it with Malice? Ooh, that's also a fun fight. Oh man, what would be the funner fight? More fun fight. You know what, let's start with the Malice fight, I think. If he runs, then we'll do the other fight, but I would love to see Malice get all of his cavalry into the fray here. And then we'll do both battles this episode, don't worry. Alrighty, Pyrrhic victory, you say. We'll see about that. Rampager standard on you guys, the Knights of the Ebon Claw, and Malice and all of his companions are ready to go. Let's get to it. Alrighty, no speech from Malice today, unfortunately, but oh well, this is also going to be the debut battle for his army. Now we have his Dread Knights and his Warband all together. I gotta love it. We have Dalvar, Sylar, Arleth Van, okay, Hawklear and Arleth Van, and they're all together. And Eldir supporting Malice as well with her magics, a little bit away from the rest of the party, but lorefully accurate, I would think. Anyway, there we go. We got all those Cold One Knights with spears. They will eventually be replaced by Dread Knights, or maybe the Chariots will be replaced by Dread Knights. I still haven't decided how exactly the final form of this army is going to look, but we don't have Dread Knights yet, so we can't do anything about them. And ooh, yeah, the Dread Knights certainly have a lot more armor on the Cold Ones. Spiky armor than the regular Cold One Knights do, but that's just fine. Anyway, the battle's going to begin over on this flank as our chariots are going to move in and start annoying those Saurus Spears and just kiting them around, essentially. Obviously, the Saurus there's no way that they can catch them, and while the damage from the Cold One chariots is trickle damage, as in it's very, very minor from their range attacks, a lot less than the Scourge Runner chariots, which are more of a missile chariot than a melee chariot. It's still something. It's still something, and it annoys the AI and forces it to actually give chase to us. On top of that, once units get isolated, like this unit of Saurus, and we can just charge on right through them to dish out a little bit of damage. Alright, there we go. And actually, out of curiosity, how much damage did that charge do? 1 kill only, unfortunately, 1,000 damage and 600 damage on you, probably because this one took the main charge and then this one followed through. Also, this is a spear unit after all, so we do have to be careful with that and not stay in the fight too long, especially as the chariots were damaged by the auto-resolve there. Which does make me concerned once again. Damn auto-resolve. Anyway, continue annoying those Saurus. The ones that are split away from the main force will certainly be a boon to us, while the other ones, like this one is basically isolated, this one's isolated, and multiple units of chariots can start charging them from various directions. This one is certainly not happy about it, frightened by enemy unit as it is. And yeah, the missile damage is so light on these guys, damn. I just want to see 15,887, 15,825. So 50 damage? That's really low. That's really, really low. So basically all of our missile chariots can, like, 7 units of missile chariots can fire at a single unit of Saurus Spears until they run out of ammunition and basically have done no damage whatsoever. Once again, don't rely on the missile chariots for missile damage, but, well, for at least these ones. But melee damage, but still, that's really, really low. Anyway, Malice is in and now going after the enemy lord, who will be dead shortly, as obviously he has no chance against the power of Tsarkand. Here come the Dread Knights and the Cold One Knights charging into the enemy lines everywhere. This is where the real battle will be fought, as Saurus Spears and Maces clash with Cold Ones and with the Cold One Spear Riders' spears, I guess. But the Lizards are a little bit confused to see all those Cold Ones working against them, and I have to wonder, if, like, if fighting a Slan, like, from a lore perspective, if they were to actually fight a Slan with a bunch of Cold One Knights, would the Slan just be able to invade the minds of all the Cold Ones and just force them to all go out of control, or even attack their riders? Hard to say. Cold Ones are pretty dumb, generally speaking. The thing about Malice's Mount Spite is that he's more intelligent than other Cold Ones, because Cold Ones are kind of stupid, but so who knows? I don't recall ever reading anything about Slan doing that in clashes between these guys, but anyway, interesting time. And now it looks like, wow, the Saurus lines collapsed very, very quickly. They did do a little bit of damage, mind you, to our Cold One Knights, though it's more HP damage than unit losses, but their leadership is very, very light. In fact, they're all done for. And these guys are still working on these 3 units of Saurus warriors. They've been working on it since the start of the battle, so basically for 3 minutes straight, whereas these guys basically had a minute of combat and collapsed the entire enemy line, especially as we allowed the enemy to get to us. So yeah, the chariots are taking way too long to do this. And then while this has been happening, I really didn't feel the need to babysit the Cold One Knights all that much, so I've just essentially been constantly cycle charging the chariots, and which is frankly a lot of a hassle to do, but fortunately, since the rest of the army didn't need watching, we could just do this repeatedly. This would be obviously a lot easier if we had a melee line to act as a anvil for these guys, but you know, and maybe we could do that if we really wanted to, I mean, as in have a follower army with the chariots together with a melee line. Or we could just have more Cold Ones, rather. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, with that, this portion of the enemy Cold Ones, or Saurus rather, have at least finally shattered, though a few of our chariots certainly did take damage for their trouble. This one's at about half HP, though fortunately it hasn't actually lost the models that it started the battle with, as the one model was dead from the auto-resolve. Still, it took all of our chariots basically so long to shatter the rest of those units, and I have a feeling that a lot of that actually happened, or they actually shattered not just because the chariots were killing them, so much as because Malice and his Cold One Knights had caused morale damage to the entire army, A, by Malice killing the enemy lord, and B, by army losses, generally speaking. Oh well. This was never going to be a difficult battle or anything like that. We just mostly wanted to test out our knights and our chariots and see how the army functioned against an army like this. Because of the relative immobility of the enemy army, they really had no chance here. Maybe if this was just nothing but Ironbreakers, or, I don't know, nothing but Blackguard or something like that, but then in that case we could have just killed them over time with Malice and maybe Eldire casting stuff. But anyway, keep chasing the enemy down until the enemy army shatters in full. Very pretty map as well. Lots of these river areas, which are also probably going to slow down the enemy units, though I guess it won't matter much, as finally the rest of the army shatters and the battle is ours. Lovely. A lovely job to the Cold One Knights. They will be joined by more Dread Knights eventually, but for now they can do a quick job of chasing the enemy down. Oh, and yeah, these guys are nearly out of ammunition as well, though frankly that doesn't matter because they didn't really do much with their range weapons anyway. Alrighty. Most of this army should be destroyed. Ooh, one of our chariots nearly died. Oh, I think it just got hurt by the other chariots firing at it. Yeah, it definitely did, because it just started wavering, so it took damage. from friendly fire, but oh well. There we go. Nearly all the enemy are done for. I'd love to destroy the faction, but I think a couple of units unfortunately escaped, but not a big deal. We'll give Malice a more proper battle as he heads to the jungles of Qian, and we'll be facing off against, I think, 2 stacks of Wood Elves there. And when they're defending one of their trees, it should be a pretty interesting battle for a cavalry army in particular. Alrighty, well, the battle itself was easy enough. Obviously, our Cold One Knights cleaned house, but the chariots were pretty bad, to be perfectly frank. Even when they outnumbered the enemy, at one point we were using 5 units of chariots to try to rush, I think, 1 to 2 units of enemy Saurus at once from every direction, and they were still really unable to do all that much damage. Also, they have an annoying aspect to them, which I hadn't realized about missile chariots previously, and it's that apparently when you turn off auto fire on missile chariots, like turn them into melee mode and turn off auto fire, they don't actually lose their auto fire. They keep firing, which means they have a bad habit of killing each other, themselves, and the other Cold One Knights, which I also don't like. It may be more prudent to actually just replace them all with Cold One Dread Knights in this army, and then have them act as a follower army sort of thing, or be part, I should say, of a follower army. And yeah, we kind of knew that originally going into it, and just kind of put them in here for fun. But the thing is, I don't like how they're killing off our own units. It's kind of dangerous, especially with the lower unit count, or lower model counts, like the Dread Knights here. And yeah, I know that you're supposed to sort of use them with a melee line where you cycle charge and crash them into the enemy to break up their formations, chase stuff down and stuff, but they're not really that good at that either. You could do the exact same thing with Cold One Knights and Dread Knights and just do it better. They require 5 times as much babysitting, but perform half or less than half as well. Meh. Quite meh. Anyway, we are going to, I think, heal up and enslave. We will be rushing stuff shortly. Looks like this guy's going to run away. Is he going to run away far enough? Yes, just slightly. Featherfoe, Torque, don't care. Overseer, don't care for you anyway, and we'll chase you down, or maybe you'll try to go for Lead Temple, but at this point I don't think you could take it because your army is basically destroyed. Alright, let's do some other moves, and then we'll send Malekith and Morathi to Lothern. Admiral Valal, a Life Quencher. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to blockade the port after R&D does stuff. There you go, fantastic. Blockade the port. Then what I want you to do is, I was about to say, maybe we should use ferry. No, yeah, you know what, maybe not. Maybe not. At least this way we keep these units, or keep ferries units, or the new units from getting hurt and or damaged. It's auto-resolve you. Wait, do you have the Banner of Eternal Flame? I guess we can keep it on you, because you gave us materials at sea. We will occupy this for now. Though we'll probably get rid of it later. And then we'll move Celebron up here to the Monolith of Bjorkil Bloody Hand and take that as well. You can go into raiding stance like so. 1,009 and 119, not too bad. R&D, I guess you can follow Ferry. You're going to go right here to Admiral Valal. And let's see what we've got here. Alrighty, so what we want to do is we take out this garbage and we put this not-so-garbage in, minus the Black Ark Corsairs, putting you up to 17 out of 20. I wanted to get you 2 Manticores and, we may want to actually replace the artillery here, but then again, if we are gonna go and use you against settlements, maybe that's not the case. Maybe your army is not the one to have the Crows of Cain. I'll think about it. Really, the fly, We should max out the buffs on these guys if we're going to use them like that. But anyway, Ferry, this is all a bunch of trash. And well, okay, fine, it's not trash, but it's not super necessary, let's say. Maybe we should send you in March stance up here, wherein... Oh, you're gonna suffer attrition if we try this right now. Well, I guess Valal could leave the port, like so. It's not like he needs healing, and go into Dread Expansion, allowing Ferry to enter the port, and then March stance up here, just to probably allow Hellebron to save maybe a turn or so, and then we'll probably end up deleting all these troops afterwards, as they're basic and they're not really needed. Let's face it, I'm also hoping that we can actually get a proper battle out of somebody here. Doomkeep, perhaps? Maybe if they build up an army there, but otherwise it looks like these guys are fairly sparsely defended. I also noticed that you, Throggy, have pieced out with Wulfric. How dare you? How dare you not do what Malekith told you to do? That sounds like a death sentence to me. Anyway, Drew Key resources. We are going to go for Witch Elves, X4. And I think that's sufficient, as in this army won't have enough room for anything else. You need to give 2 of these Feral Mantcores to this army. And then probably... and the other Mantcores to that army. Something along those lines. Alright, and you Druki resources have completed the Blackguard of Naggarond. Yeah, alright, you come here. And oh, you're gonna leave Naggarond, which means it won't have the buffs from income anymore, but oh well, not a big deal. You're a recruiter, you're not administration. Speaking of administration, we will be also starting to recruit administration lords that do nothing but just buff up territories with public order and with the bonus money coming in, as they are cheaper to upkeep than it would be otherwise to well, they make more money than their upkeep costs, is what I'm getting at. Which means they will be worth it, because they'll be giving us a pretty big amount of extra control with all those degenerate kettle drummers and evil choir masters and stuff, which is great. Druki resources, Malekith's dragons are ready. Fantastic. Eladan, you're gonna take the dragons from Druki resources, and you're gonna go to Malekith. Alright, can you land immediately? Are you in danger of getting attacked by anything? I don't see anything out here, so no, it doesn't look like it. Just go out here. We're gonna get you an army as well, don't worry. Next up, Admiral Moksha. You're so close to rank 10. We really need to get you to rank 10. Go out here, and hopefully we'll go for that Fell Cargo, and maybe that'll level you up. Jaden the Troll Vanquisher, you're waiting for one of these shades, so we can get you some buffs. Speaking of shades, we have a Weapon Master. I guess. Let's get you a Weapon Master. It doesn't really matter. I'm kind of sick and tired of trying to find the best sort of buffs for these guys, so I'm not gonna bother. You're gonna go into this mysterious island in March stance, because March stance allows, or the ones that don't have battles do allow it. Just gotta hope that there isn't a full stack here somewhere, immediately ready to attack you. But it doesn't look like it. Farsight for you and favorable winds. Great though, huh? It seems like favorable winds didn't really have an effect because you can't really move any further. Maybe it's next turn only. Who knows? Not I. Not I. Anyway, we got 1 turn ready, and 1 turn until Sacrifice to Authority is ready, and that public order counteraction will occur. Can't reach Itza yet, but we will be getting there fairly soon. These guys better not take it from us, because we want it. So one thing I want in the in Central Lustria here. Yeah, we'll deal with it in a sec. Next up, let's keep moving. Druki Resources and Furion Beastbinder, you're waiting. Vienna, I keep forgetting who you are. Oh, you're one of these. You're supposed to... Okay, I'll deal with them between the episodes. I was actually hoping to delete them because they're low level. Rakarth, we will move you to Shodal, or actually we will move Barsathar to Shodal, and then the 2 together will attack Itza next turn. Let's see, you can go for Steel to... Oh, wow. Not 100%? Did we lose the Sacrifice to Authority? No. Ah, okay, it just doesn't seem to be working there. Alright, fine, then you 2 can do it to Itza instead of Shodal. There we go. Just I wanted to make sure that we did that. Did any of them level up? You leveled up to 11. Not quite to potent yet, but getting there. Anyway, Barsathar, go into Druki for a strike and attack Shodal. And we're probably actually going to replace... Wait, are we going to replace Barsathar? I don't remember. Auto-resolve this real quick. A little bit of, really? The Manticores all lost half their HP. Oh, auto-resolve. Looks like auto-resolve screws the monsters over as well. And that's a little bit unfortunate. Our Speth has a cold one, great for him. We got an Overseer for you. I don't think you need one though, but whatever. Ricarth, you're going to go into, I guess, channeling stance. And you're going to stand right here, and yeah, your Manticores won't be full HP. I can't believe they lost half of their HP to this garbage. Oh, game. Well, it's okay. It'll make the battle for Itza a little bit more challenging then, at the very least. Anyway, I'm sure that we have other stuff to move, but I think it's time to hit Lothern. Malekith, you have 1 skill point, and your heroes do too, but I'm just going to give one to Malekith and then go. I'd love to get him Mentor, but the fact is we're very light on skill points for him. He has way too many things that need skill points, so I think we can't afford it. We do probably want to go into hard to hit, and oh... He doesn't have the Ward of Cain either, which we do need. He's always getting hit by lots of missiles. You know what? Let's go for hard to hit first, and then we'll go through Ward of Cain as well. I actually really hope that we have enough points to go around. He's at level 30. He still needs to get to stand or die and buff up Slaughterlord. He doesn't have anything in his fighty line. It may be that we have to reset him later and take out Infamous Raider, which is unfortunate, but, you know, what can you do? Anyway, time for Lothern to fall. Morathi, you're going to lead the charge, and Malekith will follow. Because you've already built the siege equipment. Not that we really need it, mind you, but just for fun. Alrighty, here we go. Lothern itself now under siege, and hey, we even got siege towers and a battering ram. Not certainly not something we've seen a lot throughout this campaign, mostly because it's generally speaking not necessary, but it's nice to see these things periodically, though the ram is being pushed only by our assassin. At the very least, he should be reasonably protected from getting hit by things, though less so for the ram itself. Anyway, the battle's going to begin with Morathi moving in and trying to go after the enemies on top of the wall, mostly to annoy them. I'm going to cast that Melkot's Mystifying Miasma and then just try to engage any archers up here. The goal is to either force them off the walls, as the AI, it seems, in the third game has been by and large programmed to not stay up on the walls where they will get wrecked, which is fine by us because that'll mean that these towers will no longer be able to fire soon, as long as there aren't units up here, and on top of that there will be units down here to hit with our Black Arc support, especially while the enemy is in larger blobs like this. I do find this new, I guess it's not new behavior anymore, but as compared to Total Warhammer 2 and the behavior of the AI getting all of its units off the walls, kind of interesting, because a lot of the times, yes, it does work in favor of the AI when you've got aerial units up there, because otherwise they would absolutely wreck face up on those walls. Like, you can't do what you used to be able to do with like a pile of Vargheists or dragons, just really kill everything on top of the walls without other units being able to help because they just get off the walls. But on the other hand, with units getting off the walls, there's a situation like this where it allows us to approach the rest of the city. Speaking of approaching the city, Malekith has arrived on the field, and now we've got a lot of units. Shades and Blackguard of Naggarond. We've also got our Shades with dual weapons and Witch Elves moving on, and relatively unimpeded, I should say. They'll be able to hit those walls and start working working on the troops up there, because I'm sure they will try to meet them. Malekith, in the meantime, has dropped his 2 vortexes, his Blade Wind, his Sword of Cain ability, plus that noxious Black Dragon Breath from Seraphon, and he can now come down on the enemy. Specifically, there is an artillery piece here, and we do want to take it out, though I'm sure Malekith will get surrounded by lots of enemies, and will be taking a lot of range damage from, the massive number of enemy missile infantry. He should be okay as long as he does have his Soul Stealer up, so yeah, we'll just have to be careful once that thing has run its course. Speaking of, I believe that's the Soul Stealer, yes? Is it? Soul Stealer? Yes, it is. Okay, good. That's the Soul Stealer, and we've made it up on top of the walls as well. Some Phoenix Guard looking like they want to stop the Witch Elves. That's a pretty interesting matchup. I would say we'll see how well the Witch Elves can do here, though they should be able to clear the Phoenix Guard out, I would think, considering there's 2 of them versus the 1 unit. On top of that, this will allow our... Oh, actually, no, it's 2 on 2. 2 Phoenix Guard versus 2 Witch Elves, and damn, the Witch Elves are dishing out that damage real quickly. Bleed plus Madness of Cain looks pretty painful. We also have Shades that have climbed up here and are now going to shoot down into the enemies and have nearly cleared out a unit of Lothern Sea Guard as well. And gotta love them. Morathi is trying to go after the enemy Noble here, though she has taken some damage. She has popped her Potion of Toughness and is healing. Malekith is a little bit in trouble now, and he's going to cast a little bit of Black Arc support. Oh, that was a nice shot, by the way. That actually looks pretty glorious. All of them just melting away from that explosion while Malekith and Seraphon and just stand there in the smoke. But the White Lions aren't done. They're going to come back for more, and Malekith and Seraphon will continue taking missile damage. So once again, we do need to be careful. Anyway, the gate has been broken through by our ram-toting assassin, as odd as that may sound, and allowed our masters to close as well. We've got Blackguard coming in to support relatively shortly as they try to make their way towards the city with their relatively slow speed, especially when suppressed by the enemy towers that are firing. Back to the Phoenix Guard, I guess, at least briefly, while they fight the Witch Elves. Sorry about the camera work on top of the walls. It's a little bit difficult to get the angles quite right because the camera likes to bounce around with the structures. But well, what can you do? Looks like the Phoenix Guard have been now joined by the Blackguard of Naggarond as well, but I think we gotta give this one to the Witch Elves, who seem to have, by and large, taken the Phoenix Guard out. Malekith has moved away and is now helping Morathi out in this fight against these 2 units of White Lions, and he has started to take damage, so we're gonna have to get another use of that Soul Stealer up as fast as possible. Really, Malekith really needs regeneration. It's unfortunate that he has so many items that prevent him from getting a regeneration ability. Other than Soul Stealer, but that's the spell, and it really doesn't regenerate as much as the other items tend to do, or other sources of regeneration tend to do, because it's not permanent, and I don't think we've seen Malekith's healing cap, whereas we see Morathi's healing cap constantly. I think every other lord has an easy access for regeneration. Malice has regeneration, and an ability to get more health back while in Zarkan form as well, though he does lose HP while in Zarkan form. Then we have Rakarth has regeneration, Lokir has Kraken Lord, Helman has regeneration. Everybody has regeneration. And or at the very least, when they don't, we can give them items to counteract that, whereas with... Oh, Helebron definitely has regeneration, but yeah, Malekith, because of all those items, it is difficult to do so. But anyway, he will overcome, especially once he gets actual points into his fighty tree. Anyway, while I've been rambling about regeneration, it seems those last units have been pretty much destroyed, and it looks like Lothern has fallen. Alright, didn't really get a chance to use our Doomfire Warlocks in this battle, just sent them to chase down a bunch of enemies, and other than the Witch Elves fighting the Phoenix Guard, the Blackguard didn't get to do too much either. Really, it was a lot of Malekith and the Witch Elves, and, well, some of the work from the Shades and Morathi and the Masters as well. A relatively easy, a little fight, but, wow. I like haven't taken a good look at the statue of Cain on top of the Blood Cauldron. Nice little statue. I forgot what I was saying, but it's not important right now, as the capital of Eataine has fallen, and Tyrion is further embarrassed, and his faction will probably soon be destroyed. And Malekith should be pretty happy about that. Alrighty, and there we have it. Just like that, Lothern will fall. Ooh, got a nice 17k money out of the actual battle, and while I really would love to sack it, putting it down to tier 2 seems a little bit much. I'm just wondering, on the other hand, still, we want to level it up as fast as possible, just occupy it regular style, without damaging it any further, and we keep it at tier 3, and yes, we get the Harbor of Lothern as well. Is that the only thing we can build here? Yeah, okay, so I guess that's the only special building. But hey, tradable resources produced faction-wide does work. We are a trader faction after all, and we have 20k money coming in from trade. Alrighty, which ain't too bad. Shield of Grond, another elf servant. Yeah, seems like every battle's gonna give us one. Now, you do not need an overseer. I should really make sure to... Well, actually, you don't need an elf servant. I'll just keep the elf servant. Yeah, okay.
I watch from the shadows.
That's fine. Alright, House of Exiles is not necessary here. Messenger's Lodge House not necessary here. Black Roads, keep them for now, but we'll be deleting them shortly. Now we want to level up all the Dark Tower at the Shrine of Asurian. Then we want to rush it. Then we want to build the Dark Obelisk and... the Hall of Malekith. Fantastic. And let's see, what do we got? 15k? Yeah, we're fine. Rush it. And rush it, and just like that, 750. Do we want to start building phoenixes right now? I mean, it's not super necessary. We can rush you and you, and just to buff up those high elf units. And hey, that immediately got Druki Resources Constructor as well. Lovely. And I guess we can allow this one to go because it's not going to come into effect until we have those high elf units anyway. Speaking of high elf units, it doesn't seem that they have a limit, meaning we can build all the Silverian Guard and all the phoenixes and all the White Lions we want. I do want to use White Lions as a follower army for Malekith, with probably some other stuff, maybe phoenixes, I'm not sure. Yeah. Them being the personal guard of the Phoenix King, it would make sense for them to be a follower army for Malekith. And we can only build this many at once, unfortunately. We can't increase our... we could increase local recruitment capacity via enforced tribute payments. Only by the one, though. You know what, just stay recruiting like that for now. Now, here's the question. Can we build them only there, or can we build them everywhere? No, it looks like we can only build them there. Damn. Unfortunate. I was hoping that it would have unlocked just their construction anywhere at any time, but I guess that would be a little bit overpowered, because then you could just have everybody recruit them all at once. Also, how much did they actually cost to recruit? Oh, wow, 2,000 gold. They are pretty expensive. You have your recruitment cost reductions. Yeah, and that's with the recruitment cost reductions. All right, fair enough, fair enough. And we're still gonna build them. Just gotta be careful with our cash. Anyway, now that that's done and the high elf units are being built, I am going to call the episode here. Next time, I guess we continue moving. We have Eltharion the Grim to hunt down, and Tor Yvresse has yet to fall, so that'll be up next. I also see that Nakari hasn't recovered for ages. How long has he been wounded for? Very strange. It's also neat that Lothern, or not Lothern, Eataine, or nope, Avalorn isn't rebuilt, because we can continue using the gate for research stealing until we destroy it with one of these armies, but for now, they're busy with other things. We may also have the chance, if we end the turn, to attack Itza with Rikarth and have him a real proper debut against an actual hard target, and then we can also see what Malice and Lokir get up to. It's nice to mention all the family, as everybody's now doing things, and more fun battles to come, so stay tuned for more Malekith. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.